Hello, this is Makeda from the Boston Bidoofs, and today I'm going to be going over my Week 6 team build versus the Huntsville Hunters, a very good friend of mine. Um, so let's get right into it. So first of all, I decided I wanted to bring Araquanid because I traded it for Espeon last week, and I didn't bring it any battle yet. So I thought Araquanid would be very good because Liquidation 2-hit KOs Gmax Gengar, and it lives 2 hits from a Gmax Terror. So I really liked that. It also gives me the Scald utility. It hits Grimmsnarl with Poison Jab. It can't be burned if they decide to have like a flame body sent to scorch. I can't get burned by flame body or anything like that. Um, it's just very solid. It even poison jabs Togekiss. It can't die unless it gets flinched a bunch, but I mean that's not as reliable as you would think. So that's I thought it would be really interesting to bring this week. Assault Vest is an interesting item on it, and we'll see how it works out. Secondly, I brought my Corviknight, as always. Corviknight is especially defensive this week, slightly different than all my other weeks. Same set as usual. I think Corviknight's extremely important because it's able to deal with Grimmsnarl and tank all of Gmax Gengar's hits if I can get in there safely and then Gmax myself and or Roost stall. Um, Bulk Up is crazy strong against his team. Only things that can hit me hard are Togekiss. I can get a free setup versus Piloswine. I mean, Scorch is a threat too, but I outspeed non-invested, and most Scorches tend to build bulky, so we'll see how that goes. Um, and that's it. Basically, my copy paste every week. He's just that good with the set that I run. So my third pick was Gudra. I put an expert belt on it just for the extra damage. It's really not here for any specific reason. It's mixed, so Power Whip deals with Gastrodon really well. Sludge Wave hits Togekiss for about a little bit over half, but I can't really live a hit that too well. So it's mostly here for tanking some hits, like from the Heliolisk or something. Going it with Earthquake. Um, if they Earthquake, I Sludge Wave the Togekiss. Or if they switch into a Togekiss on the Earthquake, I Sludge Wave them, etc. Um, it's also strong against Gengar. It can live a hit, multiple hits, survives any attack from Noivern. Uh, can't really touch Piloswine too well, but that's okay. I have other Pokemon for that. So that's my Gudra. I have Gooey on it. If I go against something like his Grimmsnarl or his Lucario or Piloswine that are physical attackers, even Scorch, um, I can get a slow, which is good because most of my team is not bulky or not fast and they're bulky. So that -1 can come in handy a lot. Um, and that's it. My Gudra, I didn't really put a lot of thought into it. I forgot why my EVs are like this. I think with 52 defense, I live a Gmax Terror or something like that. 52 special defense, I mean. Either a Max Terror or a uh, Draco Meteor. He brings Noivern. I'm not exactly sure. I definitely put it there for Gengar though, because that's for sure coming. The defense is just there to mitigate the ice shard damage, any extra damage that I would take from Scorch by switching into it, etc. Going on to my fourth Pokemon, that is Drapion with Black Sledge. Um, to be honest, Drapion is a monster against this team. It deals with Gengar. If I can get it in safely, it absorbs any status effects that Grimmsnarl tries to throw out. Basically, completely while it's Grimmsnarl. Although I am 2-hit KO'd. So if I can get a Swords Dance off on, like, say the what was I gonna set up on? I guess Grimmsnarl. If I get a Swords Dance up and I could just Poison Jab, knock off Earthquake, everything, I think it's game. The only thing that I'm scared of is the Piloswine, really, because it with Eviolite it can tank anything really hard, especially if you can get a Reflect or a Light Screen off. Or I mean, I guess Reflect's the relevant one here with that Grimmsnarl prankster. So I think Drapion can be really strong if used correctly and brought in at the right time. So my fifth Pokemon is my Rotom Heat. It is Scarfed. Um, it's basic, pretty basic set. I have Shadow Ball there for Gengar, but honestly, it's only going to come in there after Gengar's taken a lot of damage, in which case Thunderbolt or Volt Switch will deal with it anyway. Although Shadow Ball is nice if it switches into something like Piloswine that takes the hit, but Piloswine takes 50% from a overheat minimum. So regardless, Rotom's just very good. The Scarf is important to outspeed things that it wouldn't normally outspeed unless they're also Scarfed, and those things would be like Lucario, Noivern, Helios, Gengar especially, um, which don't usually carry a rock move. I mean, Lucario can, but typically don't, and I can just OHKO them back with Overheat or something. So Piloswine is another threat for this one, but I think I can deal with that well enough because I also brought Conkeldurr with me. This week I changed it up a bit. I have Roselli Berry. It's important because it lives a fairy attack from both Togekiss and Gengar and Grimmsnarl. So all three of those Pokemon with fairy moves cannot OHKO me. It's also fun to bring him in on a Gastrodon and hopefully get burned by a Scald if he goes for that. And that's why I like the fairy damage mitigation here because I don't have the Flame Orb this week. I have Drain Punch, Mach Punch, Knock Off, Stone Edge. Stone Edge for the Togekiss, Knock Off for the Gengar, and I mean, pretty much anything. Knock Off's great. Drain Punch to get healing back from the things that don't resist it, and Mach Punch to clean up for if they don't OHKO. Because I know I was practicing a battle and I left Grimmsnarl with like 2% health and I was the last alive, so I just Mach Punched it for the win. So Mach Punch is essential. I always bring it because he's basically my only priority on my team. Similarly to the Goodra EVs, I put 28 special defense in there so it could live a Gmax Terror, I believe, or something of that sort. So that is why that is there. The rest I put into attack and HP. The 28 in attack is not, or the 24 in attack is not really that important. So I opted to put it in the special defense. So that's my team. We'll see how it works out this week. He has a lot of threats, but I'm not too worried about them. I think that because of how bulky Corviknight is alone, it's going to do a lot of work, especially if I can get a bulk up off after like the Togekiss is weakened or the Centiskorch is dead or the Heliolisk, because fire and electric, he has pretty strong fire and electric type attacks on his team. So we'll just have to see what happens. Thanks for watching. I'll be right back with the battle. All right, so we're in. Interesting. He brought Centiskorch. Everything else is basically exactly what I expected, and Centiskorch is still pretty good against my team. So I think he's going to lead Piloswine. That being said, I'm going to lead Conkeldurr. See if I can knock off that Eviolite right away. If he doesn't lead it, I'll be able to see what he's thinking. So if it's a Heliolisk, I'm in a good position. Basically anything but Grimmsnarl Togekiss is good for me. So we'll see what happens. Piloswine, let's get it. I said I was gonna knock off, so I'm gonna knock off. Last time I changed up my plan, I got first turn burned, so getting rid of that Eviolite early is great, especially since Corviknight only takes 12% from Stealth Rocks and I could just Wind Rage it away. Originally, I was gonna lead Corviknight if he brought Piloswine, but because he has both Heliolisk and Centiskorch, I think it's better to save it for the end game. Nice. I'm gonna knock off his Light Clay, hopefully. Nice. That is a problem for him. And I don't know if he knows that Prankster doesn't work on Dark types, so let's see what happens. That's okay. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna just go for the Swords Dance. I don't really care about the Reflect. I can stall it out since it's only gonna be 5 turns. Corviknight's bulky enough to deal with anything. I just don't really want to switch it in. I probably could have switched it in that on the Grimmsnarl, but it probably has Thunder Punch, so. Yeah, he didn't know. I don't want to get... it's too dark, too shady to go for the double Swords Dance, so I'm just gonna go... Oh... That crit's unfortunate. Sorry, bro. It's okay, man. I get it. I really don't think that crit mattered. Now, this makes a difference. And I could just go for the knockoff, which I think I'm I don't think, because the Reflect is up, I don't think knockoff or Poison Jab's gonna do that much. I'm just gonna go for the Poison Jab. I have +2. I did plenty. He didn't burn me. Nice! 10% burn betrayed you this time. He didn't bring Lucario, that's what he's missing. So he doesn't have a Steel type to resist this. All he has to do is switch in Piloswine. There it is. Okay. I should have gone for the knockoff. Bruh. Even in practice, I got 100% luck with the poison jabs. So I feel really bad right now. He's, this is his first venture into competitive battling. So it is a little dirty to be doing him like this. But I think I'm just gonna sack it to the, Earthquake, because if he overpredicts, he'll use something else. And, I still get to get rid of his Eviolite, because I'll outspeed guaranteed. So let's see what happens. Nice. That seems like it was especially defensive. He did overpredict. I think I'm gonna switch into Corviknight here. Nice. So he got the Stealth Rocks up, but I could just G-Max Twin Rage right now. We'll see what he switches in. Without any bulk ups, I don't like the matchup with Corviknight versus Heliolisk Scorch. Although I will OHKO the Scorch, that's for sure. I just don't want to waste my G-Max if I'll switch the next turn. Plus he still has his Gengar, which will definitely take something out. If I was him, you gotta pick one of those two. If he goes to Gengar, then I'm just gonna tank it out. Togekiss. I think I go for the... Rotom here. Rotom takes 25%, but nothing that Togekiss can hit me with is going to do a lot of damage, unless it's Ancient Power, and if it is Ancient Power, then... Oh, he went for the Thunder Wave. That's unfortunate. Although I can't be paralyzed anyways. He's probably not thinking about that though. He's like, "Oh, I missed the Thunder Wave." I'm waiting for it. No. Yeah, so since the Piloswine's dead, I could freely Volt Switch here, no problem. And I think I'm gonna go into the Goodra. Because everything here takes damage from the Earthquake. And unless he's Balloon on Gengar. Which he could be. But, oh no, I think those EVs guaranteed me to live from full health, but I'm at 88 because of the Stealth Rocks. So we'll have to see what happens. He has probably max Starfall on the Gengar, which will probably still OHKO me. And I think I just go for the Draco Meteor at that point. He's probably really thinking it through right now. Maybe I should have put Roselli Berry on Kudra and then something else on the Conkeldurr. It's fine, it'll work out. I like the Expert Belt on Gudra just because of all the coverage it gets and the definite expectation that's an Assault Vest. So if he's expecting it to be Assault Vest, then none of his special attackers will do anything to me. Helios can't touch me. Gengar doesn't kill me in one hit. He does have a balloon. So I'm just going to go for the Draco Meteor here, because if I'll live, I might live. I just kill it, or I do enough damage, pop the balloon at the very least with the Draco Meteor. Let's see if I live. Nice, I live. So I thought. Pop the balloon. I don't want to switch here because nothing I want to switch into can live a Max Starfall, or I don't want to take any extra damage on something. Lightning, huh? That's a mistake. He disabled my Earthquake, which is unfortunate. Although I think that I would die at this point regardless. Helios call. What attack will he go for is the question. I'm gonna go into Conkeldurr. I think Conkeldurr's bulky enough to live any hit from the Helios. And then I can get off a Drain Punch to heal back the damage. Ooh, I did a lot. It is Life Orb. Interesting. Hyper Voice does a lot, as expected, but it's probably still Specs, which means that I can Mach Punch here, and then I could go into Corviknight and just win. He might overpredict, though. Oh. Do I have faith that it's a 0 speed Scented Scorch? I think that I definitely can kill it with Stone Edge if I don't miss. Oh, he went for the coil. Oh. That's tragic. Well, good game, Hunter. I'm sorry it had to be like that. But GG. I mean, you did have me throw me for a loop a couple times there. I was definitely psyching the Conkeldurr. Or, sacking the Conkeldurr. So, GG there. Thanks for the battle and good luck.